Under the bright sun, Popat stands in line, a beacon of youthful enthusiasm at the Army Recruitment Center. Pride swells within him as he imagines serving his country, his excitement almost palpable. He shuffles his feet nervously, his eagerness betraying the gravity of the moment. A nervous smile plays on his lips, a blend of anticipation and slight trepidation. He adjusts his clothing, a small gesture revealing his desire to make a good impression. Ready to answer the call, Popat's heart beats with a mix of duty and adventure. Inside the Army barracks, the air crackles with raw energy as Popat and other Army recruits undergo intense physical training. Sweat splatters with each strained push-up as Popat pushes his body to its limit. He always struggles, his face contorted with effort, a step behind the others. His movements appear clumsy and uncoordinated, yet his determination blazes through. Beneath the sweat and fatigue, Popat's unwavering determination shines through with each labored breath and strained muscle. Inside the armory, a row of young recruits stands, their faces glowing with anticipation. One by one, rifles are handed out, fueling the rising excitement. Private Popat waits at the end, his eagerness almost too much to contain. The last rifle is given out, and the supply sergeant shakes his head, breaking the eager anticipation. Private Popat's hopeful expression falters as he realizes there will be no rifle for him. The armory air thickens with a mix of confusion and disappointment. In the armory, the CHM's imposing figure dominates the space, casting a shadow over Popat. The air crackles with unspoken expectations as the CHM's gaze pierces through Popat. The CHM's voice booms, breaking the silence. "Use this, son. Pretend it's a rifle." Popat hesitates, the weight of the CHM's words hanging heavy in the air. The CHM's stern expression softens slightly, a hint of encouragement flickering in his eyes. Popat remains silent, the armory filled with anticipation. Under the scorching sun, fresh recruits engage in mock combat on a sprawling field. Popat, fueled by zeal, dashes across the mock battlefield, a stick brandished high in his hand. His face glistens with sweat as he unleashes a volley of imaginary gunfire, lost in the throes of the drill. "Bangity, bang, bang, bang!" Popat shouts, his enthusiasm unwavering despite his slightly absurd appearance. He strives to keep pace with his comrades, his efforts earnest despite the comical display. In the armory, recruits stand in rigid formation, a line of expectant faces ready for bayonet training. Popat shuffles nervously at the rear, a weary sigh betraying his apprehension. The instructor approaches, his presence casting a shadow over Popat's unease. The instructor pauses, his gaze drawn to the empty rack, a silent question hanging in the air. He turns back to Popat, the unspoken inquiry intensifying the moment. The silence amplifies Popat's dread as the instructor's scrutiny deepens. The CHM's face is etched with weariness as he exhales deeply. Before him, Popat's youthful eagerness is dimmed, yet he stands ready, a wooden stick held firmly in his hands. The CHM says, "Just pretend you have a bayonet on the end of your stick." Popat stands silent, his grip tightening on the wooden stick. On the mock battlefield, Popat dashes forward, stick raised high, lost in a world of imaginary combat. He bellows his battle cry, "Bangity, bang, bang, bang! Stabbity, stab, stab, stab!" Other recruits struggle to contain their amusement, their faces betraying suppressed laughter at Popat's antics. Popat continues his charge, brandishing the stick weapon with unwavering enthusiasm. The recruits exchange glances, barely managing to stifle their laughter at Popat's intense performance. The landing craft surges towards the shore, packed with soldiers. Amidst the chaos, Popat clutches his stick, his expression a mix of bewilderment and uncertainty. Lost in thought, Popat wonders what he is supposed to do. The soldiers brace themselves, anticipation hanging heavy in the air. Army soldier Popat remains still, his confusion a stark contrast to the surrounding tension. The landing craft screeches onto the beach, its mechanical groan a prelude to the chaos about to unfold. With a resounding clang, the ramp crashes down, unleashing a torrent of soldiers into the war-torn landscape. The air crackles with the frenzied energy of battle shouts and gunfire engulf the senses. Amidst the pandemonium, Army soldier Popat stands frozen, his young eyes wide with a potent blend of fear and confusion. He clutches his stick, a fragile emblem of home, as the reality of war crashes over him. Hesitation grips Popat as he grapples with the overwhelming uncertainty of his next move. The unit struggles forward across the churned battlefield, each step heavy with the weight of war. Popat, detached from the grim reality, lifts his stick with innocent delight. With childlike glee, Popat shouts, "Bangity, bang, bang, bang!" Against the distant crest, an enemy soldier stands silhouetted, unaware of the impending fate. To Popat's utter astonishment, the soldier crumples and falls. The battlefield falls silent, the absurdity of the moment hanging heavy in the air. Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, Popat, emboldened, raises his stick with newfound resolve. With youthful exuberance, Popat shouts, "Bang giddy, bang, bang, bang." Another enemy succumbs to Popat's might, collapsing lifelessly to the ground. The battlefield falls silent as soldiers stare in disbelief at Popat's unbelievable prowess. The battlefield becomes a canvas of stunned silence, broken only by the distant echoes of disbelief. Amidst the raging chaos of the battlefield, Popat charges forward, a simple stick held high. He screams his bizarre battle cry, "Bang giddy, bang, bang, bang." With each shout, enemy soldiers inexplicably fall around him, as if struck by an unseen force. Oblivious to his accidental power, Popat continues his charge. Chaos erupts on the battlefield as an enemy soldier emerges, rifle raised. Popat's eyes blaze with resolve as he confronts the enemy, wielding only his stick. With unwavering determination, Popat aims his stick directly at the soldier. Popat's voice pierces through the battlefield's noise, stabbity stab, stab, stab. The enemy soldier pauses, startled by Popat's unexpected battle cry and unwavering stance. The battlefield hangs in suspense, the clash between innocence and aggression reaching its zenith. A relentless enemy soldier moves forward, its shadow looming over the battlefield. Popat, undeterred by the mechanical behemoth, confidently raises his stick. With unwavering resolve, Popat shouts, "Bangity, bang, bang, bang," pointing his stick at the enemy soldier. Again, Popat echoes his defiance. "Bangity, bang, bang, bang." The hulking enemy soldier rumbles relentlessly across the desolate battlefield, its massive form growing larger with each passing moment. Popat, defiant in the face of obliteration, shouts, "Stabbity, stab, stab, stab." The narrator somberly declares the inevitable. The enemy soldier runs him over. Lying broken and dying, Popat strains to hear. Through the haze of fading consciousness, the mocking voice of the enemy soldier echoes, "Tankity, tank, tank, tank." The battlefield falls silent, save for the distant rumble of the tanks and receding army platoons, a grim testament to Popat's sacrifice.